Let's go, our brother Malcolm X.
Before the grand jury. Because the coroner's jury is stacked against Negro. The grand jury is stacked against Negroes. The press, the radio, television, and the newspapers are stacked against Negroes. But please, the Los Angeles Police Department is stacked against Negroes. He is stacked against all Negroes. All except those whom he has appointed to high position. The white press inflames the white public against Negroes. The police are able to use it to paint the Negro community as a criminal element. The police are able to use the press to make the white public think that 90% or 99% of the Negroes in the Negro community are criminals. Yeah. And once the white public is convinced that most of the Negro community is a criminal element, then this automatically paves the way for the police to move into the Negro community, exercising Gestapo tactics, stopping any black man who is on the sidewalk, whether he is guilty or whether he is innocent, whether he is well dressed or whether he is poorly dressed, whether he is educated or whether he is dumb, whether he's a Christian or whether he's a Muslim. As long as he is black and a member of the Negro community, the white public thinks that the white policeman is justified in going in there and trampling on that man's civil rights and on that man's human rights. Once the police have convinced the white public that the so-called Negro community is a criminal element, they can go in and question, brutalize, murder unarmed innocent Negroes, and the white public is gullible enough to back them up. This makes the Negro community a police state. This makes the Negro neighborhood a police state. It's the most heavily patroled. It has more police in it than any other neighborhood. Yet it has more crime than any other neighborhood. How can you have more cops and more crime?
Yeah.
Why? It shows you that the cops must be in cahoots with the criminal. The texture of the hair that God gave you, so much that they put lye on it. Do you realize now, you know, brother, lye will eat a hole in steel, and you know your head is not that long. Who taught you, please? Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair?
Mm-hmm.
Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself who taught you to hate being what God gave you. We teach you to love the hair that God gave. Here you way out in the middle of the ocean, you can't swim, and you worried about someone that's in the bathtub and can't swim. We don't steal. We don't gamble. We don't lie. And we don't cheat. And that also deprives the government of revenue. Because you can't get into a whiskey bottle without getting past the government seal. You can't open a deck of cards without getting past the government seal. There's a white man who makes the whiskey and then puts you in jail for getting drunk. He sells you the cards and the dice and puts you in jail when he catches you using them. So he's against us because we fix it where he can't catch you anymore. We take the dice out of your hands and the cards out of your hands and the whiskey out of your head. The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. And as Muslims, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to respect our women and to protect our women. And the only time a Muslim really gets real violent is when someone goes to molest his woman. We will kill you for our woman. I'm making it plain, yes. We will kill you for our woman. We believe that if the white man will do whatever is necessary to see that his woman gets respect and protection, then you and I will never be recognized as men until we stand up like men and place the same penalty over the head of anyone who puts his filthy hands out in the direction of our women. We respect them, but we want them to respect us. We think that the law should respect the Negro community. The law should protect the Negro community. The law should approach the Negro community with intelligence if it expects the Negro community to react intelligently. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to always avoid anything that smacks of disrespect for the law. And if the police department tells the truth, they will have to admit that they have never had any experiences with Muslims that have ever been anything other than honorable unless they themselves come at us in a dishonorable way. There's no case against the Muslims. It has no case against these brothers whom they shot down. And because it has no case, it's trying to create a case. It's trying to manufacture a case. And therefore they set up a grand jury hearing of the case so that they could hear it behind closed doors. And after hearing what we have to say, then build their particular strategy or defense against the actions that they committed on that April the 27th. So at the advice of our attorneys, we purposely, the victims, those who have been indicted, or rather those who have been arrested and are out on bond, have purposely refrained and refused from making any statement whatsoever until after the case appears in court. And when you hear their story, it will be in a public trial. We have already had experience with these private hearings behind closed doors. Anything that the white man has to do to the Muslim, he has to do it in the open. He has to do it in public. Or he has to put every single one of us behind bars for the rest of our lives. When Mayor Yorty called for a government investigation of a religious group that has the highest moral standard of any group in the Negro community, Mayor Yorty was giving you an example of what Hitler did in Nazi Germany when he began to go on the rampage. We have confidence that the white public and the black public, if they hear our case, if they hear and have access to the investigation, will never be fooled by this phony setup that stands from the top all the way down. When you leave home tonight, look for the press. I'd like at this time to call forth these brothers who were arrested. Brothers who were arrested. Come up here behind these chairs, please.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, as we heard Malcolm X said it over there, who told you how to hate your skin? Who told you how to hate your kind? Can you see that Malcolm X was speaking in 1962, Los Angeles? That was, look, how many decades that passed? And you have Negro this day, they still don't like to be black. They don't even want to associate with any black, especially if they know that you're African. Ooh, My Lord, a lot of people they'll experience something against the African. They believe all African they don't like America. No, it's not like that. It's like you know, like Malcolm X said over there, 99% white media they portray black people as criminal, and that was a fact in that time. Can you remember? Not just in America, the whole world. What they did in that time is spread across the continent. And do you know what happened? The entire world, white people, the Chinese, the Asian, whoever they are, they believe us black people. It's not just black America. Even African were all criminal. Can you see that? The America they did that. And all of us we became criminal. Black people were just dumb. So, black people, we think if I said I'm not, I'm not African, I'm not black, and you think that is gonna give you a pass? Do you think that is you're just ignorant? Listen to Malcolm X. 99%. So just to remember 99%, that's in America, but across the world, everywhere black people we are, they seeing all of us as criminal. Do you think a white person is gonna ask me, you're African, you're not criminal? Oh, you're in America, you are good, so you're not criminal. In America, they saying all black, they're criminal. Criminal. Can you see how dumb and ignorant we are? We think because if you pull yourself away from other, now that makes you different. Exception. You're like an exception from among the black. No, you're not. Just like Malcolm X always used to say, you're the kind of Negro that a white person is gonna give you a cane and a hat and give you the suit, so you become control of every Negro around you. You are nothing but a house Negro. That's what we have that a lot, and it's not just in America. We have them everywhere. Yes, and they're the dangerous one because they will sell you. They won't even think about it. Judas sold Jesus Christ. He didn't think about it until it's too late. When they start killing Jesus Christ, that's when Judas was like, oh my gosh. Judas sold Jesus Christ. Do you know in the African nation, brothers sells the brothers, the president, especially the who betrayed the best friend that somebody that was close to them. Look at the Patrice Lumumba got sold by Mobutu. Thomas Sankara by the other one, he sold him as well. He's like a friends after friends. Somebody that you're close, they'll sell you. What do you think got Malcolm X killed? The people that Malcolm X trusted around him, they got him killed. Can you see? This is what we do, black people. The people that they brought violence to us, the people that they devour us, we should be against them. But we are against each other. And that it pains me because you know what? The same thing that I'm trying to fight against white people, and imagine that you're fighting it against your own people. It's the hardest thing black people will have to do. White people, they fought a lot to make the nation great. That's why you can see they came together so they can colonize us black people. And until this day, they still strive to divide us because you know what? You still have black people until this day. They still want to live under white people's control. Not that I'm saying white people, they're bad. No, they strive for domination, and it's something that us black people, we need to fight for, domination. The more you become equal, the only way you can become equal with somebody if you start fighting harder. It's not about, let me make it easy for anyone. It won't work. Look at Donald Trump. He's going harder in every nation. Yes, he's making it easy for other white people, and especially Africa. They're getting hit really hard. Yes, because you know what? The hate that they have for us black. Oh, yeah, they do. So, yeah, you know what? We have to fight white people and we have to fight ourselves, especially ourselves first. We need to know the disease that is in us, black people. Without us not knowing what we have, It's hard to understand because we already know the enemy that we're fighting. So imagine we're fighting triple enemy. It's hard, man. It's very hard, especially to pass down to our children so they can understand. It's difficult. It's difficult. So, ladies and gentlemen, please like and subscribe. So I'll catch you guys to the next video.